idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Gosling of USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.
Good evening, Coyote fans. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Welcome into Season 2, Episode 25 of the Howling Podcast, where we're mic'd up, nerded out, ready for chaos. Chad Berger, Mark Went, Jordan Decker here. We're all ready to go. We'll be joined in a minute by new friend of the show, men's basketball student athlete Ethan Kizer, a.k.a. Hair Jordan, a.k.a. Harry Bird. We'll recap the busy week that was and look ahead to the upcoming week in USD athletics. We'll give our Maloney Real Estate Eyecharts of the week and then our DQ player of the week, as always, to close out the show. Quick disclaimer, the opinions on this show are Mark, Chad's, and myself and do not represent USD or USD athletics. Social channels, you can find us on X at HowlWithUs3. Myself at JD605, Mark at WDiamond605, and Chad at Chad Berger, Birger, at Chad Berger. On Facebook, search The Howling Podcast. Please like and follow our page there. YouTube, thanks to those joining on YouTube tonight at The Howling Podcast. Great way to watch the episode, great way to interact with the episode. So please, if you're there, smash that subscribe button. And finally, if you're on Instagram, just search _howling_podcast. As always, tonight's show this season is brought to you by our friends at 19 Brewing Company in Vermilion. So before we get going, a quick word from Katie at 19 Brewing Company.
Looking for a place where good beer meets better company? Welcome to 19 Brewing Company, Vermilion's first craft brewery and home to Coyote Legacy Blonde Ale. Brought to you by 2 USD alumni, Coyote Legacy isn't just any beer. It's a chance to give back to student scholarships while enjoying a refreshing blonde ale. With 12 rotating taps, a flavor-it-yourself seltzer, and homemade root beer, we have something for every Coyote fan. 19 Brewing Company. Good beer, better company.
With that, I will bring in Chad and Mark. Fellas, welcome in. Quite the week and weekend for USD.
Nothing happened this week, did it? I mean,
I thought it was really quiet. I think I only tweeted or retweeted 50 different things, so it's pretty down.
Yeah. Big week for USD athletics. So awesome stuff. Lots of stuff happened. We're excited to break it all down, as we always do each week. Before we do that, though, Mark, go ahead and give us last week's results.
The week that was, this has got to be first time in a long time where men and women were both on the road for 2 games apiece, and we came out victorious in each one of them. It's a good question for AI. Men defeated Kansas City in overtime down in Kansas City, and then last night, as you might have heard, a 1-point victory against the Blue Skull. Women defeated Denver and snapped a long losing streak as well to Oral Roberts. Tennis, Chad will break this down later in the show. Dropped 5-2 loss to Montana. Softball season is underway. They finished the week with 2 wins and 3 losses. We'll break down each of those a little bit at the end as well. And as we always say with track and field, lots of stuff happened. GoYotes.com.
And I'll go over some of them, even though it looks like there's 50,000 words on the slide. I'll go over some of the results here in a little bit.
All right. Well, Jordan, you ready?
Yes. We're very excited to welcome in a new friend of the show. This is absolutely not photoshopped at all. I look awful with long hair. But anyways, we're welcoming in Ethan Kizer. He's number 21 on the court, number 1 in our hearts. Ethan, welcome in.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. I'm sure one of us is going to get to nickname question, but I just want to let's start it off. How are we feeling after back-to-back road wins last week?
It's a great feeling. Finally got the team rolling again, and even though we had a bunch of guys out, it's just excited to have
the group that's still out there to keep on fighting and get those wins.
Ethan, I'll go next. You mentioned a bunch of guys out, right? This has been a season like we have not seen in a long, long time, right? I mean, with all the injuries and everything that's happened before the season even started, mid-season, everything else. How have you guys kind of hung together and battled through all of that and just continued to have such a great season so far?
This team we're really close. So even those guys being out there, they're right there supporting us. And it's kind of just like the next man up mentality. So just when everybody gets their chance, they go out there and just try to do the best that they can. And right now we've just been trying to dig out wins and do what we do.
Ethan, I suspect one of the guys that you were happy to see come back was Jake Brack. You were basically Cam Fenn's backup there for a long time. The first time Coach P looked at you and said, go guard that 7-footer, what was your reaction?
I was a little shocked, but you got to do what the team needs me to do. So I went out there, was guarding the big 7-footer and running the 5 for a while. And just everybody was trying to do whatever the team needed to do. And that was my job to go play the 5. So I had to go do that.
Ethan, so we were told that nickname is Hair Jordan. Okay. But when you get the ball, 3-ball corner pocket, and you're making them, I turned to the guys, what game was it specifically? It was at home. And I said, Harry Bird, how has this not been a thing? What for Coyote fans out there that, are getting to know you and getting to know the guys a little more as the season progresses, what are some parts of your game that you enjoy? What are some things that you're still working on to get better at right now?
The main things that I really enjoy doing, obviously I shoot it very well. And then I've always been known for being pretty athletic, which I haven't shown here yet, but it's coming. And then some of the main things I've been working on is just ball handling, trying to work on that game so I can get downhill more, and then just being better at defense too. So I can guard 1 through 5, even though I was guarding 5 for a little bit, but just being able to guard everybody out there on the court. And those are kind of the main things that I've been working on.
Ethan, you were, a high schooler in Illinois. You went to school in Alabama. How did you end up in Vermillion, South Dakota?
Crazy story. Well, I got recruited out of high school by South Dakota, and for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. I ended up going down to the South Alabama for 2 years, and then I hit the portal, and me and Peterson already had that kind of connection. And so once they reached out, and then I finally went and took a visit and got to see the guys, got to see the coaching staff, and I just knew it was a perfect fit.
And then I got a quick follow-up on that. Your brother is also on the team. Was that kind of a part of the package deal where you're like, hey, Coach Peterson, I'm coming, but you got to bring my brother too? Or how did that all work?
Yeah, so he was down at South Alabama with me my sophomore year, so he was there with me last year. And my AU coach, who kind of helps me through this whole process of college and stuff, he talked with Coach Peterson, and he told him that I had a brother at that school, and Peterson was real happy, and he said he'd bring him along with. So it was awesome to have him come up here with me, and he gets to practice with the team and just be out there with me. It's awesome.
You must like your brother more than I like my brother. I could not wait to get away from that guy. So
yeah, we're pretty close.
Right on. Ethan, let's talk about last night. Just first of all, obviously your first experience with the rivalry, and what was the environment like? And obviously you had some people booing for you up there, and just kind of describe the scene for us.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy atmosphere. At first I didn't think it was that crazy because we had a real hot start, so they were kind of quiet. But once they hit those back-to-back threes and the whole place kind of erupted, then I kind of got a better understanding of the rivalry and just how competitive it is. And just that being in that atmosphere is amazing. And I love playing in atmospheres like that.
Ethan, on that, I think it was back-to-back three. I think that's included. What did he tell you guys in the huddle?
Well, the first thing when everybody was saying we're good, that was their run, we're good. We're still up. We're still up 4 points. They made their run and we're still up, and we just gotta battle. we've been battling all year, just gritting out everything, and it's a game of runs.
The follow-up to that really quick. So they go on a little bit more of a run after that. What are you guys talking to each other? You know, is it the same thing? Like what are you guys telling each other? Because I mean, that run keeps going. It's getting louder. It's getting louder. You guys finally got to stop. You know, what's the next huddle like? You know, how do you guys get mentally past that? To be like, let's just play our game. What are you guys saying to each other?
We always, throughout the whole game, like me, Jordan, a bunch of guys were like, we're going to win this game no matter what. And so when they made that kind of big run and kind of took the lead, we had a couple shots that just were wide open, didn't fall in, and we knew like we could make those shots. And so just we know they're going to fall later in the game. And we kind of just always said, like, we're going to win this game. We're good. And we just kind of kept on fighting.
Well, Ethan, you did win the game. It was a huge win, able to hold on at the end there and come out with the victory. So now how, we asked this to Coach Amy after the big win last week, but how do you avoid kind of a letdown? Because you still got a lot of season left before the Summit League tournament here.
Yeah, we kind of we got to take this win and the good stuff we did and then also the bad stuff, learn from it, and just kind of keep on getting better. We've had the last couple games, we've had really good one half and then not so good the second half. So we kind of just got to keep on working to put on a full game. And once we do that, we can beat anybody in the conference.
Agree. Ethan, I see your parents. They're at almost every home game. They still live in Illinois and they make that trip.
Yeah, so they still live back in Illinois, and my apartment I have here with my brother, we have an extra bedroom. So when we play that home games where it's like a Wednesday or Thursday, then we play Saturday, they just come up, stay with me, and they like to try to make every single game they can. So it's awesome having them in the stands.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't want you to overthink this because it's a situational question. You've got a breakaway. Nobody's chasing you. What dunk are you doing?
It depends on time to score.
Okay.
If we're up by a decent bit and like we got the game kind of in hand, I'm gonna try to windmill again. I was shocked I missed the first one, but if it's a closer game, I'll probably just do a two-hand back scratcher.
Describe that for folks. Is that the one where you?
Yeah, that's the one where you bring it back behind your head. I'll do that.
Okay.
One of those.
Okay. Chad, I didn't know.
Jordan, you haven't done that before? Come on.
Well, no, as someone that used to be able to dunk it, I didn't know if you guys knew what that was. I just wanted to make it, layman's terms for you guys.
Yeah.
We called it something different back in
my day. So Ethan, I wanted to ask about Coach Peterson a little bit. He's doing a great job coaching. He's the nicest guy in the world. When you talk to him, he's such a great guy. And like, how excited was the team last night for Coach Peterson?
Oh, we were all excited for him. Like we were so happy for him. Like that's the first time he's beat state, and that's the first time we've won at their place with fans since 2001. Like I wasn't even born yet, and so just that fact was just amazing that we got that win, and he was really pumped for us, and we were really pumped for him.
Yeah. So walk us through this picture a little bit. This is you guys in the locker room after the game, and everyone's pouring water on Coach. What was that? What's that environment like?
Oh, it was an amazing feeling. Like first thing we got in there was a case of water, and the first couple people in there, we just started grabbing a bunch of waters, and then Mo, our athletic trainer, came in with the jugs of water. So we grabbed those, started taking the caps off, and we were getting ready for them. They started playing a song when he came in. We just started spraying the water, and everybody's going crazy.
Coach looks like he had intentions to get Peterson doused there, Petey doused there. Like he is all about that.
Oh yeah, we all planned to make sure he got pretty wet from all the water. We dumped a lot of water on him after that.
What a great picture.
Yeah, I might need more wall space for some of these pictures this year.
I know.
Is it my turn? I forget who went there.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Ethan, you talked about it a little bit already, but one of the other things we haven't done since we joined Division I is win the Summit League tournament up in Sioux Falls. Obviously, watching last night and kind of even some of the closer losses. North Dakota State jumps to mind. Obviously, the overtime loss there. But what about this team makes you believe that this is possible?
Just our grit as a team. Like, we've been battling a bunch of injuries, had a bunch of guys out. Like, and it's just we just keep coming and fighting every single day. And so just having that mentality coming into the tournament will be pretty good for us. And once we keep working and put a whole game together, we'll beat anybody in the conference and hopefully go win the conference tournament and make it to the big dance.
And I know Coach has talked about this, like on the Yotes podcast and then the Coyote Report. Things have changed, right, with these injuries. You guys, maybe you're not practicing as long, with the short amount. So what does this week look like for you guys coming in? Now you're coming back home. What does this week look like for you? Did you guys do film today? Are you doing a lot of walkthroughs?
Yeah, we do a lot of walkthroughs. Today we had off and we just got into the training room with Mo and did a little treatment there and trying to get our bodies feeling better. And then, we play Wednesday. So Monday and Tuesday will be a lot of film, a lot of breakdowns and walkthroughs of how they play and stuff like that.
Well, Ethan, there's a lot of conference season left, as we mentioned, and then the Summit League tournament. USD men have never played in the Division I tournament. What would it mean for this team to be able to, go on out and win that conference tournament and make it?
Oh, it means everything. At the beginning of the year, we went on kind of like a retreat as a team, and we had like a piece of paper where we wrote down all our goals and a bunch of stuff. And mainly everybody's goal was to go win the conference tournament and make it to the dance. So that's everybody's dream, and it's going to be an amazing feeling once we go do it.
Can't wait.
I'm buying tickets already. Yeah, let's go.
There won't be a better sight than thousands of Coyote fans with that USD champ. But one game at a time. You guys, like you said, you put together a full game. You guys can beat anyone in this conference. Mm-hmm. You guys have proven it. So, Chad, Mark, you guys good?
Yeah, no, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. Hey, who's ahead in the Super Bowl right now? Just kidding.
What do you guys do? Ethan, hey, what are you guys doing for the Super Bowl? Team kind of getting together and
yeah, we're going over to one of the teammates' place, and actually Josiah and his wife's going to cook us up some food, and we're all going to hang out and watch the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Who are you rooting for?
I honestly haven't watched many of the games. I'm a Bears fan, so once they got out, I kind of stopped watching.
Yeah. Jordan's wife is also a big Bears fan, so we heard all about it. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah, heard all about it indeed.
Next year.
Just the Vikings mentality. There's always next year.
Always next year.
All right. Well, Ethan, we really appreciate you taking the time and join us here on Super Bowl Sunday. Talk through some Yote men's basketball, and we're no one's more excited about USD men's basketball than the three of us. And so we're ecstatic that you were able to take some time out and join us, and looking forward to watching you the rest of the season.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And thank you for all your support that you guys have for us.
Thanks, Ethan.
Love it, Ethan. Thanks, Ben.
Yep.
Go Yotes.
Go Yotes.
All righty. Well, guys, we're still batting 1,000. All our guests are amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Ethan's
What's
awesome.
the name of the dunk, Chad? What's that name of the dunk?
The two-hand back scratcher.
Yeah, there we go. Two-hand back scratch. If we had an 8-foot hoop, I could do that. I can't do that on the 10-foot anymore.
I probably couldn't even do it on an 8-foot hoop right now.
I couldn't either.
16-year-old Chad could, but yeah.
There's only one way to find out. People that certain people listening. Chad, Mark, and I would love to do the free throw 3-point half court for charity, maybe, possibly ?
Yeah, which one are we all doing? I don't even know.
I want the 3-pointer.
I said I'd be willing to do the half court.
Okay, I can do the layup then.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make this happen. One of the things I was going to mention, we never did hear back from last season. There was a challenge that I did put out, but there is an upcoming matchup on February 25th against the school from the Belly Button. And we did challenge Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd to a steel cage match in Vermilion. So if we can make that happen as well, that would be phenomenal television out there.
You know who's got a great location for, February 25th. You know, the forecast probably going to be pretty nice. We could have it outside in the back of 19 Brewing Company. It's the old lumber yard there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Come on, you jabronis.
Come on, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd.
Yeah.
Bring yourself to Vermilion and you will feel the wrath.
We're just sitting in your basements playing cribbage with each other. Come take us on. Let's go.
Oh, I don't know how we took this left turn. It ended up here.
I don't know either. I'm sure they're really nice guys, but whatever.
So Mark, let's talk about this picture. Where did this picture come from?
Well, it's going to be my new profile picture, and probably should go on the wall. I look fantastic with all that hair. I think
I do too. Yeah.
So
I don't.
No, I think we look awesome. Yeah.
I think we can appreciate that you didn't, or AI didn't, or you didn't, whatever, put us in man buns.
Yeah, no,
we just let it down.
Good use of AI is what that
All
was.
right. Well, some other stuff happened in this week in USD athletics, guys. I don't know if you were paying attention. Mark, news and notes.
As you probably have heard, Coach Johansson took the defensive coordinator position at Rutgers University. Matt Vitzthum was named. I hope I'm saying his name right. I'll get used to that. Hope he just goes by Coach V. He's named head football coach. Great job from AD John Schemmel and Corey Jenkins moving quickly there on that deal.
Mm-hmm.
This has been rumored for a long time, but these rumors appear to be much, much stronger this time. NDSU to the Mountain West. Not only are they going to the Mountain West, the rumors say that it'll be starting this fall. So football only. We talked about it with Ethan. Summit League tournament tickets. Both their squads are playing really well right now. You probably get to watch more than one game for each of them, I would say at this point. So get your tickets. We'll be there. On Wednesday, prior to the men's basketball game, some USD football gear will go on sale. Got to have a ticket to that basketball game to get into the spot where they're selling that stuff. So don't DM me. Just show up and buy it yourself. And calling all Yotes, April 17th. Tickets, tables, and seats are available now. GoYotes.com.
Yeah, isn't that when people don't go and they send you a message, can you get me this? Isn't that always kind of a little bit annoying? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's legit reasons for people that can't make it, but yeah,
I understand. But it's like, hey, man, I'm going to go to the basketball game. Like,
yeah.
And I just think it's crazy, just really quick, that we've been pushing Summer League tickets for a while now. 4 weeks from today, it's the championship Sunday for the 4 weeks.
Yeah, that goes.
It's not many opportunities. I know we'll get into it. There's not many opportunities left, but to go see these Yotes in person.
Yep.
So go.
Well, let's talk real quick about some of the individual game results that happened this past week. Then, first up, women's basketball was at Denver. This one took place on Thursday night in front of 414 people there at Denver in Hamilton Gymnasium. And, you know, guys, I think we've mentioned this multiple times, but
defending and rebounding are a must.
I mean, defending and rebounding, guys, holding Denver to 13 second half points. 13 points in the second half. If you look at that, that's less points than they scored in the first and second quarters each.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just defending and rebounding in the second half. Amazing. Yotes came out with a 53-42 victory. The offense wasn't great for the Yotes, but the defending and rebounding were spectacular. You can see some of the numbers on this slide right here. Yotes did not shoot well overall, only shot 37% from the field. Did end up 37% from three-point range, 3 for 8 there. The stark difference from the South Dakota State game the previous Saturday, but you know, interesting. You know, didn't have it necessarily on the offensive end, but check out the defending. I mean, look at those field goal percentages quarter by quarter for Denver. 43% first quarter, 33, 21, 20. I mean, just holding them to 20% shooting in the second half is spectacular. That's going to win a lot of ball games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Denver
four made shots in the second half from inside the arc. That's it.
Yeah. Awesome. And then, I don't know if we mentioned it, but Denver finished with 42 points, guys. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yotes finished with 44 total rebounds, as you can see on this individual slide. So it happened again.
Happened again.
Yotes got more rebounds than the opponent scored.
It didn't look like it was going to happen.
Yeah, no, it was Denver's a tough place to play. Some strange things have happened to us in the past there as well. But like you say, Chad, that's the great thing about defending and rebounding. That travels really well, whether you're making shots on your offensive end or not. So, just kind of a gritty win for the gals.
Friend of the show, Angie Robles, led the Yotes with 14 points in this one. Didn't have the greatest night from the field, but 6 of 7 from the free throw line and led the team in points there. Molly Joyce also had double digits, but other than that, none other Yotes had double digits in points. However, if you look at the rebounding column, Patience Williams had 15 total rebounds in this one. Elise Herbiades also had 9 rebounds for the Yotes. So spectacular job by the bigs getting all those rebounds down low.
I need to do a better job of writing these notes down as the games go on, but correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Angie's points were primarily in the second half, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Like she didn't have very much in the first. So congrats to, good outing. Leads the scores in her return to Denver. Great on-ball defense. It's a good dub. Any road win in the Summit League.
Mark, why did you highlight the turnovers total here?
Well, I mean, that's popped up here a few times, even in victories. That's probably a number that Coach Carey would prefer to be a little bit lower. So 21's a lot.
All right. Well, let's move on then. Mm-hmm. Saturday, the Yotes ended up taking a short flight over to Tulsa and played against Oral Roberts. And in this one came away with a 74-69 victory. You can see the big difference in scoring here was the second quarter. First quarter was kind of even, but then that second quarter, Yotes outscored Oral Roberts by 10. That's always kind of big when you can put a team down at halftime and make them have to battle back in the second half. And they tried really hard in the third quarter and did outscore the Yotes a little bit there, but then Yotes were able to hold on for that 74-69 victory.
Yeah, the Yotes jumped out early, up by 12, kind of really threatening to kind of blow it open there at certain points in that first half. But again, Oral Roberts is not a terrible team. They're actually pretty good and have some shooters. And they came out in the second half and kind of what we'll talk about with the men's South Dakota State, very similar flow to the game where we had the early lead and the other team makes a run and we just toughed it out at the end and made shots and defended and rebounded when we had to.
Look at some of the team statistics here. Yotes big advantage there in points in the paint, 42-26, and then points off turnovers. You got the 17 highlighted here, Mark.
Yeah, I thought that was those came at crucial times, especially in the second half. So struggled a little bit offensively there in the fourth quarter, but timely scoring for sure.
And then you can kind of see what we talked about earlier, just that second quarter, Yotes on fire, 63% from the field that quarter, and then holding Oral Roberts to 23% that second quarter. So that was a huge difference in the game as far as, the things that I look at here.
Yeah, and Oral Roberts missed 10 free throws. So
not good.
Great defense on their free throws.
On the free throws, yeah. Maybe they put the Jay Elson picture up behind, or the Chad Berger picture up behind the free throw shooter. I don't know. Oh, well, individual statistics here. I mean, Angie Robles, 28 points in this one. Shot much better from the field. 8 for 14, 11 for 13 from free throw line. Much better offensive performance by her in this one. Patience Williams, double-double, 19 points, 10 rebounds there. And then Molly Joyce, 14 points. And then Elise, 14 rebounds. Guys.
Defending and rebounding are a must.
Yeah. I mean, we could pull that clip up probably 6 times a game
Right.
And just, talk about defending and rebounding, but rebounding here, 42 total rebounds again. Anytime you get about 40 rebounds in a game, that's pretty doggone good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, impressive showing by the Yotes this past week. And that's a tough road trip, guys. Denver, Oral Roberts.
Yep. They got it out of the way, and Mark's right. ORU is going to be a tough out, assuming – is the standings the next slide? Assuming that, the 4-5 matchup, whatever that is, whoever ends up being the 1 seed, that's a tough semifinal matchup because ORU is very good.
Well, since you bring up the standings, let's
How
go
about
ahead and
that
go through
segue?
it.
Nice.
Yeah. North Dakota State still on top of the league at 11-0, but South Dakota is right behind them at 9-2. And then South Dakota State 8-2, Oral Roberts 5-5, St. Thomas 4-6, Kansas City 4-7, Denver 3-8, North Dakota 3-8, and Omaha 1-10 down there. So we're kind of seeing things fall into place here. There's still, like we said, we talked about this with Ethan though. There's a lot of season left. You can't say, well, in the 2 spot, whatever, those type of things, they don't always work out. And there's a big difference, guys. We've seen this over the years. There's a big difference between the 2 seed and the 3 seed and having that extra day off too, right? So, yeah. So we'll see what happens here. We'll be following along. Make sure if you want to follow along, you can go to goyotes.com. You can always check out standings, statistics, things like that. But we're going to keep highlighting this on the show, aren't we?
And I will, and just a really quick plug too, it's February, the Summit League Network. If you don't subscribe to it already, subscribe to it. It's $10 a month. If you want to do it through the rest of the school year, if you want to just do it through March Madness, whatever. But it's a great way to not only watch the Yotes, obviously, but if you are interested in watching some of the other teams play, and they have on demand too. So I guess just a quick plug for that. It has its faults like any other app, but overall it's really good. And I enjoy going back and being able to watch the replays as well. So $10 this month, $10 next month. If you want to keep going, watch softball, you can do that.
I feel like they owe us money now for plugging that, but we'll have to see. Yeah, Jay Elson, if you get more subscribers, give us a kickback, okay? see what we can do there. Let's jump over to the men's side. Men's basketball played at Kansas City. This one was on Wednesday night down in the Swinney Center in front of 840 fans down in Kansas City. And, Kansas City played a really good second half, guys. A really good first half. And then the Yotes played, Ethan mentioned playing the complete game, but Yotes struggled the first half here. And then were able to come back in the second half, make a run, and it ended up going to overtime. In overtime, the Yotes kind of took control there and ended up with the 82-75 victory in this one.
And it was ugly the first half for the Yotes. I was worried we weren't going to break 20 there for a long time. But they certainly bounced back in the second half and into overtime, just kind of like they've been doing all year, just tough. They don't quit. No, zero quitting them. So
really good. You're right, Mark. That first half,
over 10 for 3 point. Over 10.
Yeah. There, and when we would drive, I don't know if based on the camera angle, I couldn't tell if we were just dribbling it off or if they were if Kansas City had their hands in there forcing turn. It felt like every drive we just turned it over. And then whenever we kick it out, it was just brick city that first half. That first half was rough.
Guys, the other interesting thing, if you look at the field goal percentage, Kansas City shot 50% from the floor in regulation. The Yotes shot 30-something% in regulation. I don't even know what the percentage is here. Whatever 20 divided by 54 is. They did not shoot well and still ended up going to overtime in this one. That's a big deal.
Yeah, they got to the line. That was their saving grace.
Yeah, look at those free throws, 28 for 35. And, last year about this time, we were talking about couldn't make free throws. And now that's not even a concern. That's not even on the radar, doing lots of good things from the line this year.
No, defense was great. I admittedly was a little worried going into overtime. just coming off an overtime game,
Right.
and now we're in another overtime game, and you're right. The guys just dug in. It's grit. There's no quitting them, and they're finding different ways to win as well, which is a good sign.
Yeah. You were probably also nervous about that overtime because of something else. Maybe that'll come up later. As far as individual statistics go, Cam Fens, 23 points for the Yotes, 12 rebounds. Guys, that's called a double-double.
It is.
He's just really stepped up here this last second half of the season. I mean, just doing great things out on the court.
Yeah, you can't guard him one-on-one. You have to bring help, and then you're in trouble.
They sent a lot at him too. They got some pretty good big guys. One got into foul trouble, but they sent a lot at him, and you're right. Feed Cam the ball. He's confident. It's tough. It's really tough to stop.
Yeah. Uzziah had 20 in this one. Jordan Crawford had 16. And then Vince Buzelis. I mean, he's kind of stepped into that, he's going to do what the team needs him to do to win. And in this one, he stepped up and hit double digits for points. You don't always see the double digits. He's always out there doing the scrappy things and playing defense and doing all that stuff. But yeah, to see him put 33 minutes in here and score 12 points, that's a big deal.
I mentioned this last week. You can tell each game, he's getting more comfortable being back out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a good win for the Yotes. But then, I mean, this was a great win for the Yotes. Saturday up at First Bank and Trust Arena in front of over 4,000 fans, getting that 68-67 victory over South Dakota State. That's a big deal, guys.
Surprised they didn't sell it out or get close. I think their arena's 51.
Well,
Riggs was an official.
Yeah. Friend of the Eyechart, Mark Riggs.
Friend of the show.
Yep. Friend of the Eyechart, Mark Riggs was there. Guys, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it seems like whenever there's a big rivalry game, whoever assigns the Summit League officials always puts a pretty decent crew together.
Yes.
And, Mark Riggs, Tim Stewart, those are some pretty, those are some of the top guys in the Summit League. And so they try to do that. This one was on CBS Sports Network too. And, Alex Heinert, former student of mine, he always makes it feel like a big time game, right? And then you got the CBS music and everything else. And so it felt like a big deal.
The music, Alex is like a pro's pro, the graphics, like it was any game. And we've got one for men coming up here down in Vermilion, but it just, you're right, Chad, you hear that music and you're like, this is all right.
Yeah.
Big stage. Here we go.
The later start helped that kind of vibe as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, like we said, Yotes started off strong in this one, 43 points in the first half, held the South Dakota State to 32, but then second half, boy, just hanging in there, right? I mean, Yotes limited to 25 points there, and South Dakota State almost was able to come back, but fortunately, Yotes were able to come out on top.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's similar vibe to the ORU game, the women's game, where we were out to that big double-digit lead, kind of threatened to blow it open a couple times, and then that 17-0 run, they went on to kind of open the second half. You're just like, okay, here we go. This is what happens in Brookings, and but they hung in there. It was super exciting.
That 17-0 run had little shades of. Remember what year was that when we jumped out to a 20-0 lead?
Michael Loris, yeah. Flashbacks.
It's about the same thing. I'm like, here we go again, the little frost magic or whatever.
Well, some of the numbers, Yotes shot really well. First half, you can see 48% from the field there, 40% from three-point land. Second half, down a little bit, 34% from the field, 28% from three-point land, whereas it was a complete opposite story there for South Dakota State. They were struggling in the first half and then shot really well in the second half. You can see, some of the statistics on here that really even game. And I think the score kind of agrees with that, right? I mean, anytime there's a 1-point win, you're seeing about even numbers for points in the paint. You're seeing close to even numbers for second chance points, points off turnovers, things like that. And so just good job by the Yotes, coming out with the victory in a hostile environment and a rivalry game and making it happen.
One thing that sticks out here that I didn't realize, you talk about the officials, and they certainly shout out to them for letting them play in the second half. 5 combined free throws in the second half. You don't see that very often.
No, not in this game.
Normally it's flipped where the second half, all of a sudden the whistles get tighter. I don't know. I kind of like that flow a lot better than watching 50 free throws in a half. But.
Yep. And I told you guys, but I was able to. I had an event, so I didn't get to watch this live. I went back and watched the second half. What a great matchup with Cam against that Wilkinson kid. Both posts that have tremendous footwork. I mean, there was great defense. There was great offense. That's why I noticed with the points in the paint there. But I thought that's a fun battle, and we get to see that again here at the end of the month too. But
yeah, individually, Jordan Crawford finished with 19 points. Uzziah Bunton, 15. Cam Fens, 14 points and 12 rebounds. Guys, that's known as
that's a double-double.
Double-double. So Cam Fens just had a double week, right? He had a double. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now.
That is his 9th double-double of the season.
Yes.
We'll just call it that.
Yeah, but he had 2 of them in 1 week. That's a double, right? I don't even know. So
triple D's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should point out a friend of the show, Ethan Kizer, 2 3-pointers, and they were ginormous, especially that one in the second half. To kind of when State was threatening to overtake us there, he had a big one to stretch the lead back out. So big shot.
Absolutely.
I'm looking. Sorry.
I was going to say. So I was going to say earlier this season, Mark, you highlighted the assists and turnovers, and they were not in the Yotes' favor. But if you look at them recently, like look at this assist to turnover, 13-10. I mean, that's drastically different than what we were seeing in November, December, and early January.
Yep. We were near the bottom of Division I there for a while. So I haven't looked lately, but you're right. Since conference play, really, maybe a couple weeks into conference play, it's been markedly improved.
Yeah, and really quick, just to finish, you're looking at Jordan 5 of 14 from 3, but man, that 3 with under 2 minutes to go to tie it at 67, technically, I think that won us the game because that got us. They were going on a little bit of a run. You're kind of getting like, oh God, if we miss here, State can go down, get a double or 2 possession lead. He hits that 3. I believe it was almost from the tail of the bunny. It was dead center deep. And then USD's defense holds that final minute 3 straight stops, which that's tough to do up there in a rivalry game.
I think one of the big things with Jordan Crawford is he's just going to continue shooting, right? He started off really slow on earlier in the week on Wednesday night and just kept shooting. And I think that's what, great scorers and honestly that's what he needs to do. It's like law of averages says eventually they're going to go in, right? Unless you're me, then they're all going to go out. But, one of those things where, I'm really impressed with just his resilience and how he doesn't give up and doesn't get down on himself. And then he steps up and makes those big baskets when he needs to.
Any of these guys, right? Like they don't get down because they know they can't. They don't have the bodies to be like, oh, it's not my day. Right. Like they know I got to fight through this. I got to mentally get past whatever this is that's going on right now and keep moving forward. And it's phenomenal to watch. And another great win.
Yep.
Road win.
So as far as Summit League standings go here, North Dakota State still on top. I talked with a few Bison people over the weekend, and they're like, "Yeah, our team's tanking now. They lost a game, guys. They're according to Bison fans, they're done for the season. So just count them out right now." No, I'm teasing. They're still at top of the league at 10-1. St. Thomas second at 9-2. North Dakota's at 8-3, and then firmly entrenched here in that 4 spot, South Dakota at 6-5. Belly Button right behind them, 5-6, and they're coming to town here in a couple weeks. So, good opportunity there to separate a little bit more. And then, South Dakota State, Kansas City, and Oral Roberts bringing up the rear of the conference.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to say 2 really nice wins for Denver.
Yeah.
They're coming to life here late. So
We know this every single year. Certain fan bases understand it more with being upset if you're a top team in the tournament, right? Denver proved that this weekend. You just never know. And, I didn't like the body language necessarily of NDSU in that game, but they got caught off guard. And if you do that in Sioux Falls, you're gonna get upset. So you're right. 1 through 9 here. I mean, it's tough. It's anyone's game, but a lot of basketball to be played. I think we have the tiebreaker right now over Denver and Omaha, so that you're right. We're pretty comfortable right now in the 4 spot, but we got some big time matchups still to be played.
Yeah, agreed. Let's go ahead and move on because we got a lot more stuff to cover here. We'll come back if we can.
Yeah.
Track and field, Jordan.
Yeah, 2 event down in Lincoln. Day 1, we won 3 events. Ellie Thomas won the 600 meter, 1 minute, 32 seconds. Geneva Timmerman won the women's mile. My goodness, 4 minutes, 48 seconds. That's insane. Okay, Delaney Smith, first in the weight throw, 68 feet, 4.5 inches. That's a PR. That's second in USD history and good enough for 21st in the nation. So congrats, Delaney, on that. Anna Willis, PR in the pole vault, 14.825. That is third in USD indoor history, 6th in the nation. And then Kylan Harland, 17 feet, 7-inch vault. That puts him first in the Summit League, 28th in the nation. That was just day 1. Day 2, we won 2 events. Men's 4x4, 3 minute, 4x4, 3 minutes, 16 seconds. My God, I get tired just reading that. Brandon Vandersloos, PR 60 feet, 10 inches. In the, I didn't put that. I believe that's the shot put, though. First in the Summit League by 19 inches. No one's close to him. 26 in the country. Berkeley, England, 2 minutes, 8 seconds. And Kalia Chaney, 2 minutes, 8 seconds. 0.96, 0.12. In the women's 800, those are the top 2 times in the Summit League. Mason Sindelar won the 800 meters with minute 50. That is third in the Summit League. And finally, Landon Olson, 7-1 in the high jump. That is second in the Summit League and 21st in the country. 7 feet 1 inch.
He jumped over Ken Pins. That's crazy.
He just jumped over Ken. Yeah. But that's just the highlights, folks. There's a lot more results from the tremendous track and field squads that we have this year. GoYotes.com. Check out the recap articles.
Well, I was going to mention Geneva Timmerman. Great job on that women's mile. Do you know she was actually on a radio program this week right after I was? So maybe get the Howling podcast bump right there. I don't know. We'll see.
Future friend of the show.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Mark, softball.
Softball was down at Sam Houston State. Only one of these games was available. My last week's Eyechart on the streaming platform. Thank God for friends and family of USD softball over on Facebook, where I got to watch all these games. First day, they looked like a team that maybe during spring training went to Runza one time. It wasn't real good the first couple days. Cup that. But outdoors, finally got to play against someone else, and Sarah Iberg hit a home run, and I got to use Coach Piv's clip a couple times this weekend. So, they're off and running.
Mark, real quick.
Yeah.
Runza sucks.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Game 2, Sam Houston, Sarah Iberg once again went long. Went 2 for 2 with a 2-run home run for the Yotes. But unfortunately, Sam Houston jumped on us early, and we got Mercy ruled in 5. Is that what they call it in softball, Mercy? I don't know.
Sure. We'll go with
it. Day 2, a lot more competitive. Dropped a tough one, Central Arkansas 3-2. Brooke Carey was 2 for 3 with an RBI, as was Autumn Iverson.
Real quick, Jordan, is Central Arkansas, is that where Scottie Pippen went to school?
I believe that is correct.
Okay, thanks. I don't think he played women's softball, but interesting to
my sources tell me he did not play women's softball.
Okay.
I think he just stuck with basketball.
Okay. All right. And then Mark?
And then the rematch versus Sam Houston came out victorious.
Really?
2 for 3 with an RBI. Brooke Carey, 2 for 4. And Madison Evans pitched a complete game and only allowed the 1 earned run. So dubs for the softball team.
I was going to say it. Our softball uniforms are sick.
Yes.
Every single combo, helmets, the jerseys, they are awesome.
The switch to Nike next year, I assume a lot of that stuff might become available. Like those, I'd like one of those batting helmets. Those are nice.
Coach Piv, if you are listening to this, I would, yep, what Mark said.
Hook us up.
Hook us up. I need a jersey back here. I need to get rid of this damn tree. I want to get rid of this tree. It's like the burning bush right behind me.
All right.
And then this morning, we took on Creighton.
Hey.
And came out victorious 5-2. Delaney White, our first baseman, future friend of the show, 2 for 3 with the grand slam in the first inning. And it was all Yotes from there on out. Madison Evans, once again, back-to-back games, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and 6 Ks. So 2-game win streak for the Yotes coming back home.
Great win. Grand slams are sexy, aren't they?
They sure are. Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
Yes, a special thanks to our friends at Dairy Queen in Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. The Howling Podcast Player of the Week this week is Cam Fens and Angelina Robles. We couldn't pick one. They both had tremendous weeks. Angie, 14 points at Denver, as we mentioned, 28.6 boards at ORU. Cam, a double. 23 points, 12 rebounds down at UMKC. And then 14 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks up in Brookings. So special thanks to Dairy Queen for sponsoring the Howling Podcast Players of the Week this week. Congrats to Angie and Cam.
I will say, real quick, Chad, on Cam Fens and his supporting cast there, Uzziah and Jordan Crawford, you hear sometimes on social media, especially following a win, someone will tweet out, I don't know how they're doing it. Well, how we're doing it is we have a really good coach and some really good players still, right? That's how we're doing it. So yeah. I don't like that. I don't know how we're doing it with these guys. Well, they're good basketball players is how we're doing it. So that's my rant on that. Sorry.
Yeah. This is who we are now. This is the team.
Yeah.
Right. There's different ways. They're finding different ways to win. I'm not going to go on the rant. This is who they are. And it's a great watch. It's a great watch.
And these guys are on scholarship. All of them are on scholarship. I mean, it's not like they're just, walk-ons that we picked up,
right
on the side of the road somewhere. I mean, these guys are all really good basketball players. And yeah, it's interesting.
Listen, men's and women's.
Right.
Like women still, 13 new players, that's adversity. That's a ton of adversity. Both these squads. And yeah, it's the coaches. We can't speak highly enough. Ooh.
Yeah, we're huge fans of the coaches. So
huge fans.
Yep. Well, coming up this week, Mark?
Just a couple games this week. One each for men and women basketball. They'll have Saturday off. Wednesday, men will play UND Star Wars night, and that's also the game where you can buy the football gear prior to the game. Women's basketball will host Kansas City on Thursday. That's the pink game. Jersey, we should have mentioned this earlier. They're auctioning off the season seniors jerseys. Check out goyotes.com. They raise money for, I think it's some sort of breast cancer awareness or treatment. So something like that. I got one. I got Grace Larkins here last year. So great cause. Get in on that bidding if you can. And if you win Angie Robles' jersey, and you need a wall space for it, I'll take it. Track and field will be up in Brookings at South Dakota State Classic, Friday through Saturday. Tennis, we'll play New Mexico and Idaho up in Moscow, Idaho. And softball, we'll head down to Arizona and play at Grand Canyon, a game with Northern Colorado, 3 with our friends at Sac State, and 1 game with the host school, Grand Canyon. All those games, unlike Sam Houston State, all those games, every one of those games will be available on the Mountain West Network. Well,
guys, did not get around to mentioning this, but I did go over to tennis the other day at the Huther Match Point Center. The Yotes hosted Montana Grizzlies and unfortunately lost that one 5-2 in Sioux Falls. As far as the individual results went, the kind of got off to a rough start there. In the doubles side of things, they did get a win from Anna Medvedev and Keta Shashvili, but then dropped the other two doubles matches, the number 1 and number 3 doubles matches, and so got off to a 0-1 start, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. And then unfortunately, just things weren't really going their way. Ended up losing in the number 1 singles, number 2 singles, number 3 singles, and then there was one more here, if I'm finding it correctly. Oh, the number 5 singles, and did come out on top in the number 4 and the number 6 singles there as well. So you can find all those results on goyotes.com. But tennis is really fun. It was a cool place to watch tennis, and I highly recommend, if you can get out there again for another future event, do it before we kind of start hitting the outdoor part of the season. Because, outdoor, it's windy. There's other factors that come into play. Indoor, the climate is perfect. I love it. So works out really great there. All right. Next up, we're going to go with
and that's just what they wanted to do there. And all things considered, again, as you see the Eyechart cardboard cutout, how appropriate.
Through the review, the Eyechart made its way to the video board. It really injected some energy.
Our own Mark Wendt is famous for holding up that Eyechart at men's and women's basketball games when officials make questionable calls. We give our Eyechart moments of the week to those questionable calls, whether they happened in games or in life. The Eyechart of the week is sponsored by Maloney Real Estate. Buying or selling a home can feel a little like game day. Exciting, stressful, and you really want the right team on your side. That's where Maloney Real Estate comes in. When you list your home with Maloney Real Estate, you're automatically covered by a $25,000 seller protection errors and omission policy included at no extra cost. And here's the kicker. That coverage lasts for 180 days after your home sells. It's peace of mind you don't usually get in real estate. And definitely not just a sign in your yard. Maloney Real Estate, more than just a sign in your yard. Every time I drive by one and I see one, I think to myself, man, there's a lot more going on behind there besides just a sign in the yard.
That's right. That was really polished, Chad.
Thanks.
That was really good.
I've been working on this, guys. I don't know.
We might have to.
I want to make sure we're treating our sponsors appropriately here. So
I might ask you to read for radio with that.
Well, I do have some experience doing that. Well, last week, our winner was obviously 37.5% of the 20,304 people that voted don't know what they're doing, but the pets in lap while driving ended up winning this one, followed by the no video feed, which should have probably won. None of you can follow directions because you voted for the wrong person. And then the three of us finished in last place. So, Jordan, since you were the victor, you get to go first.
That's what I'm talking about. God, it's good to be back again. Number one. All right. I really didn't have an Eyechart until about 3 minutes before when I remembered a hypothetical that occurred during the USD UMKC game. Remember, this is my opinion. This is hypothetical. This is entertainment purposes only. But I want to run through my Eyechart really quick. And that is a bad beats the under for the USD UMKC game on Wednesday. The over-under was 156.5. With 10 seconds to go, Uzi hit a couple of free throws to go up in overtime, 80-73. It's 153. You figure Kansas City scores even a three, at 156. The game's over. It's fine. Kansas City does make a layup with, I think, 5 seconds or so to go, 80-75. Hypothetically, I'm sure people were sweating going, okay, 155, 5 seconds, dribble it out, we're good. But it didn't end there. The ball was inbounded to Silas, and there was repeated, trying to swipe right in front of the ref, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whistle. 0.3 to go. That ref decided to call a foul when the game was clearly over. So Silas goes to the line and hits 1, and he hits 2 to hit the over at 157. So hypothetically, if anyone bet the under, I feel very sorry for you for that game. My eye chart is the bad beat of the USD UMKC game on Wednesday.
An important foul call to some. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mark, you're up next.
My eye chart of the week is going to go to, and partially just because I like saying his name, Ron Van Zanten. He replied to a post, I believe that Happy Hour with John Gaskins put out. They had Coach Carrie Amy on. He replied to that interview by stating, if you can't recruit, this is the only path, talking about our 13 transfers. But that's why nobody goes to the games. It's other people's players. So, Ron, let me just point out a couple things for you. Number one, the 13 transfers, they didn't get appointed to us, right? We had to go recruit them and talk them into coming to USD. And that was done by Coach Amy. And number two, we're number 3 in the Summit League in attendance. So people are going to the games. And number 4, I've lost track of where I'm counting. I believe it's number 4. If you ask somebody right now, basketball team wise, men or women's, who represents being a Yote the best? The first, Angie Robles is going to be on every single one of those lists. At least Herbiades will be on every single list. Patience Williams, like Molly Joyce, like these are really good basketball players we got, and people are showing up to watch and will continue to. So this was just a horrendous take and bad math by me here, perhaps. But Ron Van Zanten, you get my eye chart of the week.
Yeah, Ron, stick to your Leonard Skinner tribute band that you are singing for or whatever. Okay.
That's a good one, Mark.
Oh, well, guys, once again, I have a tough time coming with eye charts every week because every week is so awesome for me. So I have to really stretch and think about what happened. But if you go back and through our archives on the YouTube machine and you go back and rewatch season 1, episode number 29, we had Coach Travis Johansson on, and he made lots of promises to us. Maybe we'd be able to caddy in a golf event. Maybe we'd, have him back on the show sometime. And unfortunately, Coach Johansson ended up taking another job this week. And, my eye chart of the week has nothing to do with him leaving. It's the fact that he didn't live up to those promises that he made to the Howling Podcast. So, Coach Travis Johansson, you get my eye chart of the week. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Did we get any fan submissions this week?
There was one, and I forget who did it, but USD student section. He wants to call him out one more time. So yeah, we'll add it. We'll add it to the poll.
Evergreen nominee, guys. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Students are different now than they were 10, 20 years ago. It's a different college is different. Okay. If you expect everyone to behave and act like you did when you were in college, they're not going to live up to it. So it's different.
On that note, a lot of stuff happened this weekend. Okay. I'm not going into a rant. It's not a long one. I'm just
Jordan.
What?
Lots of stuff happened.
Stuff happened. I want that to motivate our fans. This typically comes around yearly, okay, on, being involved, being at events, things like that. I want that to motivate you guys. If you haven't been to a basketball game this year, now's the time to go. There's 6 left. And I've tweeted this out. 4 of the 6, no offense to the other 2, 4 of the 6 are huge games one at the senior day for women's and the 3 remaining home game for men, are huge for seating implications. As much as you can, check your schedules, bring family, bring friends. I'm going to go down this Wednesday for the game. I typically don't go during the week, but that you have so much fun at the games, and I can't emphasize enough that. We can't emphasize that enough. But use that. There's a lot of stuff that happened this weekend on Twitter, especially on X, especially. Hopefully that lights a fire under some folks and going to games and supporting the Yotes. Get your tickets to the SCST, get your tickets to the Summit League tournament, whether that's single session, all session, whatever you want to do. Support your Yotes. Okay. It's an important stretch. Sorry. Just had to get that in.
Yep. Yeah. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about who's covering who. Okay. If you get out there and support the Yotes, good things will happen.
Yep.
All right. Mark, next up,
988 Suicide and Crisis hotline, lifeline, I guess they say here. No judgment, just help. Call them, text them, chat. Someone will pick up. Someone will be on the other end of that phone and get you help you need. It's okay to ask for help, and stick around. We need you. We'll get you to Sunrise. Use it if you need to. It's always there. So,
special thanks to our sponsors, 19 Brewing Company, Good Beer, Better Company. DQ sponsors the Player of the Week, Howling Podcast Player of the Week. Always doing great things. DQ of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. Shout out to them. And Maloney Real Estate, more than just a sign in your yard. I'm sure there's lots of stuff we messed up on, as always. The Howling Podcast is produced by the Wakanda Peach Company, LLC of Burbank, South Dakota. Until next time, go Yotes.
Good night, Vermilion.
Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runs sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Bill. Oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened. Just
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson with USD.
You're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.